The ceasefire may have taken effect yesterday, but make no mistake, the weapons remain ready. Iran's most terrifying missile just touched the edge of space, and the world is still catching its breath. Our next report takes a look at the most powerful weapon used by Iranians in this 12-day war with Israel.
The plume pierced the heavens like a flaming sword as it climbed through Earth's atmospheric layers. This wasn't just another missile launch. This was Iran unveiling its most powerful weapon. The Sejjil, a weapon so advanced it brushes the boundaries of outer space before delivering annihilation. With a two-stage booster system and a range of over 2,000 kilometers, the Sejjil can strike Israel, US bases in West Asia. Iran's reach now stretches into parts of southern Europe. The missile also carries a heavy payload of 700 kg and travels at speed stopping Mach 5. It's the speed faster than sound itself that makes these hypersonic missiles so dangerous. The Sejjil renders traditional missile defense systems obsolete. Enemy radars detect it seconds before impact, leaving military commanders helpless spectators to their own destruction. The solid fuel propulsion system eliminates traditional launch preparations. Unlike liquid-fueled missiles requiring hours of dangerous fueling procedures, the Sejjil launches within minutes of command authorization. This rapid response capability transforms Iran's military doctrine from defensive to devastatingly offensive. Yet the Sejjil represents merely one arrow in Iran's expanding quiver in the 12-day war. Iran unleashed Kheibar, which has a range of 2,000 kilometers, and Hajj Qasim with a range of 1,400 kilometers, among the several other missiles it fired over Israel. According to experts, Iran is working on several new cruise missiles designed for stealth penetration, hypersonic glide vehicles. Iran's military-industrial complex operates in shadows, engineering surprises that could reshape modern warfare. Israeli Air Force launched multiple rounds of assaults. Israel's precision strikes destroyed multiple missile launching sites, while Israel's spy agency led several audacious strikes to cripple Iran's military infrastructure. The war between Iran and Israel is no longer just about borders. It's now about supremacy, speed, range, and surprise. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
In an age where our smartphones are increasingly central to our lives in all aspects, a chilling new threat has emerged. I'm talking about the Godfather Malware. It's a highly sophisticated new variant that's now targeting mobile banking apps. Discovered first in 2021, the Godfather Malware has now gotten a more sinister makeover. The previous version of the malware employed an overlay tactic, displaying deceptive login pages for popular banking and cryptocurrency apps. The latest version, however, abandons the overlay method for something much more dangerous. Instead of just putting a fake screen over the app, it makes a virtual version of the app itself. For instance, the malware automatically scans the phone, looks out for a banking app, and targets it. The malware then makes a virtual twin of the banking app that opens whenever you try to use the real one. The phone user remains completely unaware of these malicious activities. While users see the app interface, the malware covertly watches and controls everything while you're watching the interface. It can steal passwords, pins, and even bank messages. Hackers can also remotely control the smartphone to send money or make transfers without the user's knowledge, even when the app is not actively in use. According to reports, The Godfather Malware is already active in Turkey. However, just like the older version, it could easily spread to other countries. History has been written today, not with ink, but with fire, fuel and faith. India's very own group captain, Shukla, has officially taken off to space as a part of the Axiom 4 mission to the International Space Station. The Indian Air Force pilot will be the first Indian to land on the International Space Station as a part of the mission, and India is firmly on the space map again. The mission took off from NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida. The SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket blasted off from the Space Center to applause from across the globe.
T plus 30 seconds into flight with the Axiom 4 crew on board Dragon, headed to the International Space Station. Waiting to hear call-outs from the Falcon 9 engineering team.
Power and telemetry nominal. Stage 1 throttle.
We're throttling down the 9 Merlin engines. We're into the throttle bucket, preparing for max Q.
Group Captain Shukla from India will be the pilot of spacecraft. He is a member of the crew led by Commander Peggy Whitson from the United States of America, mission specialist Laszlo Urzanczyk from Poland, and Tibor Kapu from Hungary. Apart from being the first Indian who will set foot on the ISS, Group Captain Shukla is also only the second Indian in history to travel to space. That's since Rakesh Sharma's iconic 1984 mission. In a moment that will echo through the history, Group Captain Shukla, speaking from space, delivered a message that stirred a billion hearts back home.
नमस्कार मेरे प्यारे देशवासियों, वॉट अ राइड। 40 साल बाद हम वापस अंतरिक्ष में पहुंच गए हैं और कमाल की राइड थी। इस समय हम 7.5 किलोमीटर प्रति सेकंड की रफ्तार से पृथ्वी के चारों तरफ घूम रहे हैं और मेरे कंधे पे मेरे साथ मेरा तिरंगा है जो मुझे बता रहा है कि नहीं हूँ, मैं आप सबके साथ हूँ। ये मेरी इंटरनेशनल स्पेस स्टेशन तक की जर्नी की शुरुआत नहीं है, ये भारत के ह्यूमन स्पेस प्रोग्राम की शुरुआत है।
Interestingly, Group Captain Shukla is carrying carrot halwa, moong dal halwa and mango nectar with him in his way to the ISS to satiate his cravings for homemade food in space. During the 14-day stay at the International Space Station, the crew will conduct around 60 scientific studies and commercial activities in microgravity, representing 31 countries, which includes the US, India, Poland, Hungary, Saudi Arabia, Brazil and other nations in Europe. Group Captain Shukla will be heading 7 India-led experiments, including work on seeds and human physiology in microgravity. The journey to the ISS will take about 28 hours and the team will spend up to 14 days on board. Hailing the successful launch of the Axiom 4 mission, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said Group Captain Shukla is carrying the wishes, hopes and aspirations of 1.4 billion Indian citizens. The Axiom 4 mission marks a major step for India in commercial space collaboration and underscores India's growing engagement with public-private global partnerships in space. In other news, is Chinese President Xi Jinping power and clout wavering? I ask this because in an unprecedented move, Xi will be skipping the BRICS summit in Brazil next month. It's the first time that he will be absent from the meet since taking power more than a decade ago. The 17th BRICS summit, which has been scheduled in Rio de Janeiro on July 6th and 7th, will not have Xi Jinping in attendance. And that's according to reports. China will instead be represented by Li Xiang. Officially, Beijing claims there is a scheduling conflict as to why Xi is not going for the summit. But reports indicate that there could be more to the story than what meets the eye. Xi has consistently attended every BRICS summit since coming to power. And so, naturally, his absence raises questions. After all, Beijing has held several high-level meetings with Brazilian President Lula da Silva this past year, including a state visit and G20 talks. But skipping this summit, where key geopolitical issues as well as new BRICS members will be discussed, sends a different kind of message. The timing is also interesting, not only for BRICS, but also for Xi's own image on the world stage. His absence could undercut China's growing ambitions within BRICS, especially after the bloc expanded last year, adding countries like Iran, Egypt and the UAE. This summit is also expected to mark his first sit-down with Iranian leaders since the Israel-Gaza war started. Remember, the BRICS grouping has expanded effectively, doubling its membership from 5 to 11 countries now. UAE, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Iran, Ethiopia, and they have joined the summit, and now Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa are in the group as well, as it grows in both membership and in sway. The BRICS grouping has become a major political force, building on the goal of becoming the voice of countries not represented by Western or global institutions. The heads of the state of BRICS nations convene annually, with each country taking a one-year chairmanship to set priorities and host the summit. The theme in Brazil this year will be strengthening global South cooperation for more inclusive and sustainable governance.